Hey, namaskar everyone. This is Shorab back again with a very quick tutorial on Next.js API facing. So this is not going to be a bare metal kind of tutorial, but I will show you how you can do most of the things in uh, Next.js. Here I will use server actions, not server actions actually. I will actually fetch the data from the server side and show it on my dashboard. So the scenario is here that in my startup here I need to showcase, list all the active subscriptions that a user has. So I have the API and that's actually running on the Rust backend. Here I have already uh, started my Rust backend, and here I need to open up my code where in the library we have a networks and API network, where I need to declare another service thing. So here get all active services, and that's going to be the URL, and right after this I just going to set it here with the base URL and this thing. Well, now we can use it, ready to use it. So in the sessions or the utils, it's I guess session we have this, but need networks API request. Yes, so in the API request we need get all active services or subscriptions. We need to export this function, get all active subscriptions, sub crip, it's my bad, sub cripti on subscriptions, and we can actually cache it later on, but initially let's, oops, this is really bad. Okay, now what we need, we need to see the structure, how it's demanding it. So we are getting this just for a authentication, right? The authentication is required, and get all services. These are quite interesting. Yes. So first of all, let's come here and get a access token, because without access token we cannot really access the active subscriptions. Access token, which is going to be a string here. Well, now we need to init the API networks. So const API network, or just because we can declare it as API. Now let's get API networks, and it will return API network definitions type. API network definition. Now we need to make the request, make the request to get active or get active subscriptions. Okay, so we'll use native face, which is actually not native now. uh, the Next.js core has been implemented some superpowers into it. So first of all, let's add the URL dot get. Oh, where is it? Get all active services, I guess. Let's go for API active services. Let's call it as active subscriptions. Okay, get all active subscriptions. I guess this is going to be much more sensible now. Get all active subscriptions, and we need to define the method, and then the headers, which is obvious pretty much. Content type, this is going to be application JSON, and then we need the authorization, and it's going to be a bearer token, and it will hold the access token, and pretty much this is the thing. Okay, so now let's have a look on it. It's a get method, as we're getting everything, right? Get, and it may return some okay, it will return some data, which is response, which is going to be a response type, and from this response we're converting its data into JSON, and for exception we are going to hold everything in this catch method and return a very structured object. This is error message, and it's going to be internal server error getting active subscriptions. Fine. So you need to make it await, and let not let const active subscriptions response it will have something. It will have the error message and a status code in case of any errors, but if the user is signed in, then it will return a very structured data. So we can copy all of it, go to a very quick thing, which is quicktime.io, and I'm just going to paste it here. Call it as make sure it's TypeScript, actually. TypeScript subscriptions list, active subscriptions list, and this should be okay, active services. It's quite interesting. Well, so let's copy it, and for now I'm just going to paste it here. Types just come here so that I can know the types are declared for this, and we have actually nothing to do with it. Well, so we have we need to extend the standard error, which is containing the status code and error message. Remember, we got it uh, in the API request in case of exceptions. So what we can do now is this response. This can be here. Okay, that's nice, really nice thing. Okay, so now we need to handle the error. Handle error if this active subscription list has some error message, then some error obviously occurred. In this case, we are going to implement the same thing here, and for something else, I guess what we can do is kind of really really interesting. Now let's return, oops my bad, return the subscription list, subscription not list, it's list. So what I am doing now, okay, so active sub services, fine, this could be null, but there's no chance because you're already handling it here. Fine, that's good. If it's not here, then let's handle it with this empty array. Now we need to call it from our page. Let's call it here. Where can we call it? Let's call it in this page. Get active subscriptions. That's really nice thing, but we need a asynchronous thing. Async, and for this access token, we can get this get tokens, or yeah, we can actually use it without access token. For now, let's assume it. We have something here. What I can do is get cookies here, and what I can say is cookies next headers. Okay, cookies dot get session and cons cookie. Okay, it should be session, yeah, and we need to decrypt the session as well. Decrypt this session. Well, so let's const decrypt the session, and it should be awaited. Well, this could be null. So what you can do, you can make a little check here. If the session is null, uh, then we can simply return some errors. For example, here we have this page working here, and in the currency, you have the action where you can see we're not returning anything, right? So uh, it's going to return some errors, or if the session is not here, we can simply redirect it to the login. I guess yes, it's auth and login. Auth login and redirect from where it's no, it should not be come from this library. It should be from redirect from next navigation. And expected what it was expecting, I don't know. Let's cancel it, close it. We did it way before in this thing where we can see the redirect option works quite well. I know that. Yeah, there's something really really issues are happening. So I did some typo and fixed it. Now it should work. So it's not going to return, I guess, because as per I can remember this very action thing. Here you can see we didn't return anything. We just forced it to redirect. So it's the chances of getting this thing is null is now removed, so we can request cookie. Okay, let's return it from here. The session is now request cookie. The type, I guess, is giving us some issues. Well, this session, if it is undefined, just remove it, possibly null. So let's add it here. Still it's not getting, so let's have a fix here. What? Oh, I got it. I got it. It has a value. I am a fool actually. So what does it return? Let's have a look. Decrypt session. It's actually going to return a payload, right? It's going to return a payload. So let's come here and add a payload. This payload is session payload. Session payload. Okay, it could be null too. It could be null too. So the else statement is not no more required. Okay. So this payload now can be also null. In this case, let's handle it. And making comments is a great thing. So redirect user to login page if session missing, and same thing for if payload is missing. That's quite nice. Now what? We need to restructure it. Okay, we will make the comment later. Let's use the payload, destructure it. It has access token, and paste it here, because this is going to be very much well structured now. That's nice. Now if we go to the page, you just need to add the await and a const subscription list. Okay, so this subscription list consists of a lot of things. So this is a server, actually. And it has a subscription that's quite okay, and the error is also going to be here. So now let's come and add the styling a little bit, class, and in this class I'm gonna go for padding y5, not padding y. I'm just going to go for a 4 and all subscriptions and list of subscriptions. We need to see something. If the subscription list dot length is less than or equal 0, it means there is no subscriptions available, then I can simply hit another ace4 that no subscriptions are available. Are available. And for the another case, subscription list, okay, my bad, subscription response, let's make it as response, and let's do something like this so that we don't need to rewrite it again and again. Okay, and well, so map, okay, my bad, just copy this dot map. It will have the subscription and index of this subscription. Well, it's a active service, and this is going to be a number. Well done. So what we need, a React fragment that's quite odd, I guess. Yes, React fragment. We need a card, and these cards are pretty interesting because we're using it from Sharsian header, and card title, and the card titler going to be subscription dot service name. And if I come here and try again, yeah, here you can see a subscription is here. That's really nice. So we need to give it a size. So this size could be, let's call it a, well, this should be a React fragment. Let's remove it. Can directly call it as card and give the key. A div class padding y5 dot container. What I am writing now? Gain container. Well, this container is not enough now. It should be margin x auto, and it will be a grid. Grid calls 12, and it will have a gap of 3, and these cards are going to have a class called call span 3 to the 4. So yes, now it's looking really nice. See that? Fine. What else we can implement here? Card description, where the subscription dot transaction ID could be information, or ID could be also a thing. Yeah, that is it. Well, and can also add an action here. Card action, where we can add a button from components and add a more menu icon, and the size can be vary by icon, and the variant I would like to pick outline. That's really nice, but instead of a squarish type, I just want to give it a custom styling that rounded is full. Yeah, rounded is full, and the size, instead of icon, I can make it as small. Okay, so it should be like this. Okay, so if you come here and change between the pages, it may take a little bit of time, but we can also handle it too. We have some approaches. First of all, I just want to show you the very first one, which is here, the cache. This cache can be uh, first cache and revalidate. What we can do. Yeah, we can use next, revalidate at 3000 milliseconds. Yes. So if you rerun it, it should be come as no time. And we have another approach. Can also do something called streaming this data here. This is a much more easier way to handle things. Uh, we can definitely implement it here, but in this case we need to turn it into wrap it into a suspense. Yeah, so we'll cover it in another video. So that is it for today. Thank you guys. Good night. Namaskar.